Hello, I'm Jeff Patterson. Today we're going to look at some Eskrima double stick skills. This series of 12 different combinations has hundreds of thousands of applications, many different ways that you can put it together. I'm going to show you some of those and talk about some of the martial applications as well, and go into some of the different ways you can play them. However, the goal of this DVD is to mostly just teach you the pattern so you understand it and can play it. So the first variation in this series is solo Kadena. Solo Kadena is a really basic combination. It's a 1, a number 4, and a number 12 in our numbering system, or a forehand high, backhand high, and then a forehand downward or straight down from the center, kind of like a redondo or circular strike. So when we're doing this one here, 1, 4, 12, 1, 4, 12. Now, one of the most basic kind of common errors I see people doing when they first learn this pattern is that their second strike is short. They're striking like this with the second hand. Make sure to reach with that second hand and get to the target here. 1, 4, 12, 1, 4, 12. It's a right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Next variation is the same pattern, but instead of letting the wrist collapse and have the stick go through, we're going to keep stiff wrists, and when you're playing that pattern, it's a lot closer and tighter. So I'm still doing my 1, 4, 12, 1, 4, 12, but the stick is really tight. This could be somebody being aggressive and they're coming in. I just have to get that strike to the hand as they come in with that strike and kind of zone off to the side here maybe. Or maybe I hit with that and they evade, then they come in with a strike and I got to hit with this to the hand with the second stick up and tight. So you can use it in different applications, but the idea is just to get used to swinging the sticks here with that stiff wrist. Here. Number 2. Number 2 is exactly like number 1, except for on the third strike, we're going to use a broken strike. It's called Lameco 1, 2, 3. And the reason why we do this is, say we feed our 1, our 4, and our 12, and we pause with that stick here. That could be a hit, or maybe I miss on that strike, but I'm leaving it here, so maybe they come in with a strike afterwards. I can pass on key and use that stick to block, and then follow up with another pattern. So Punong Guro Edgar Sulite, one of my old teachers, he used to really like this one. I used to see him play this one a lot. Here he'd pause with that stick and kind of wait there and see what was going on. So number 2. Number 3, Ikas. Ikas is often taken for granted. It's a very simple combination, a 1 and 4. We call it Ikas because it looks like an X. You have a big X strike here. But there's many applications in this one exercise. You can do the Ikas short, middle, long. I can do the Ikas high or low, depending on the strike coming in or the target. Maybe I come in tight with the first one and then long with the second one. Or I go in, I try to reach and I miss, and then he comes back and I got to go tight here. So you can put it together with a lot of different applications. Also with that Ikas, you can do the double stick Ikas too, where they're both going here. Almost kind of like you're chopping wood. All right, so that's some variations on the downward Ikas. Number 4, next variation, Kalisais. So on this one, I do my number 1, I snap strike and slash. 1, snap, slash, 1, snap, slash. So on this one could be, when I go here and I snap strike, that could be to the hand, it could be to the elbow, that could be to the head, that could be to the knee, and then follow up. So again, each one of these could be applied many different ways, and when you start adding the different footworks, there's hundreds of variations of each one of these things. So number 5, Tatsada, or thrusting. When we're doing this one, notice how I'm shifting my weight from the front to the back. Also, when I'm doing the thrusting, it's like I'm stirring a big pot. The stick is not going straight out like this, it's circling. I can do more horizontal thrusts or more vertical thrusts. And still, even on that vertical thrust, I'm circling the stick here. Now, here's where we can do some different variations on the change. So as I'm doing this, I can do a doubletti strike and come back to the other side. That time I did the doubletti strike with the bottom stick. I can also do it with the top stick or with both sticks. So I can switch here with both, with the bottom or with the top. So as you're playing this one, thrusting back and forth, switch. And here, that's Tatsada, number 5. Number 6, 4 variations on this one. Upward figure 8 is the first one. So on the up 8, just like the Ikis, we have all the different distances, elevations. So when you're playing that upward 8, you can do single hand or double hand. Out of the upward 8, I really like this one because there's a lot hidden in it, just like all of them, but this one is very deceptive. If you look at this, it looks like I'm striking here and I'm striking here. But out of this pattern, I have the Pluma, the talon vertical, the sombrada, and the outside deflection. If you look as I go slow, all of those defenses are hidden in this pattern. So I could use that defensively, or I can use it offensively. So the first variation is just that single stick upward 8, whether it's offensive or defensive. Variation number 2 is the double stick. Number 3 is the earth 6 count. So on this one, I'm coming through with a strike, I'm hitting all low on every angle. Number 4 is the same idea. I'm starting in that reverse closed position. So instead of being here, I've got the other hand on the bottom, just like I was doing here. But the last variation, instead of going 1, 2, 3 and bouncing back, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 and upward redondo, and then 1, 2, 3 upward redondo. And that is number 6. Number 7, Krasada. So when we're doing this one, again, there's lots of variations on this one. I'm going to show a few of them. A basic way to break it down is you have the low line, the midline, the up line, the diagonal left, and diagonal right. Now again, when you're doing this, sometimes we use the front of the stick or the edge, the sharp edge of the blade, or the back edge of the blade, if we're doing like a pasunkit. So when I'm doing this one here, I could use the edge of the blade or the pasunkit here. So as you're going through all of these, you can change those variations. Now, I could use this for a strike to the knee. I could use this for a strike to the head. Here, 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 here. So every angle, 1 through 12, I can use this. Basically, I can go from open to close or close to open, doing it on different angles and at different elevations. There's a lot hidden in this one as well. Number 8. Number 8 we call Panipus, or thin slice. So on this one, the first variation of this one is, say somebody's feeding a strike to this side of my head. I can pasunkit with the lead hand, and with my backhand, I do a thin slice or very narrow change, again, kind of doing that scissor motion with the stick. So as this stick is passing the weapon, this stick is hitting to the hand, maybe hitting to the free hand, If it's holding a dagger or another weapon, hitting to the head. These are some variations. Now, when you're doing this one as well, I can use this as a pasunkit, but I can also use it as an aldibus, which is the edge of the blade. So I can still do that same technique with the edge. Number 9. Number 9 is a Pluma block. Pluma, this is the basic block for Pluma. I want to have my hand off center, so if a strike is coming straight down towards my head, I'm not putting my fist there to get smashed. My fist is off the center, the stick is at a down angle, so if the stick hits it, it slides off this way, not slides down into my hand. Also, to prevent that, with this exercise, when I do the Pluma, my free hand here is either smashing the stick down into it, so that stick's coming here, I hit the stick and guide it into this stick as I Pluma, or maybe I hit the hand in Pluma, or I hit the head in Pluma, or the free hand in Pluma. There's different ways to do that. After I hit and block, the Pluma stick is going to redondo and do a number 12. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, just like with any of these, we're learning the basic application and some different variations on these. You could follow up with anything. I might go here 1, 2, and then follow up with a combination that could be, you know, thousands of possibilities. So we're just looking at the basic entry to these. Let's see, we're on number 9. Number 9 is, again, we're going to play it off the pasunkit. When you play the pasunkit on this one, we're going to add the sunkiti, or the thrust. And this could go to the groin, to the soloplex, to the ribs, to the armpit, underneath the chin, to the face. So you can play some different variations. I just do my pasunkit and the thrust. And notice how sometimes I'm doing more of like an 8 or a 10 thrust, and sometimes I'm doing that upward thrust. Either one is okay. See, we are on 11. 11, we put the pasunkit with the ikas. So it's a very basic combination, linking those two together. So I do my pasunkit, ikas right, ikas left. Pasunkit, ikas left, ikas right. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now this one I really like with the angling. So maybe I pasunkit, that stick's coming down here. I angle and pasunkit, and that kind of brings me around to this side. So I step off to the side and finish with my ikas, and now he's got to adjust to me where I'm already hitting him 2 or 3 times. So it's a nice one to play with the Hakbong Pawas, or a different kind of angling step that you like to play. Lastly, number 12. Number 12 is a double deflection. Now this double deflection could be a deflection and a hit or a strike, or it could be a double deflection. Maybe they have a heavy weapon, they're using a baseball bat, and I'm using both sticks to put a little bit of power in there to stop that. Or I could stop with this hand and hit to the hand, hit to the head, hit to the wrist on the other side. So as I do my double deflection now, the hand that's on the bottom is going to come up and stick to their forearm and roll around and abanico to the head. It's called Kadena Real. 1, 2, and then finish with this one. Again, 1, 2, here. 1, 2. And notice how I'm stepping in with that next strike. That also sets up the other side. Here. All right, that's 1 through 12. Now, really briefly, I'm going to run through them again for you without so much details, not talk about all the different applications, and just so you can follow along and kind of flow with the different patterns. So I'm just going to do a couple on each side. So number 1, we do our solo Kadena. And again, with any footwork pattern you want. Number 1B is solo Kadena with a stiff wrist. Two, Lameco 1, 2, 3. Number 3 are ikas. Remember, you've got short, middle, long, low, high, high, low. Mix it up however you want. Number 4, kalisais. Snap, slash, snap, slash. Number 5, tatsada. Thrust. Number 6, 4 variation. Single up, double up, earth 6, earth 6 with a redondo on the 3rd strike, 7, Krasada, low, middle, high, angle left, angle right, Pasum keep or aldebus. Number 8, Panipus, thin slice. Number 9, Pluma, redondo, Pluma, redondo. Number 10, Sunkiti, Pasum keep, thrust, thrust, thrust. Number 11, Pasum keep, ikas. And 12, last one, double deflect with Kadena Real. All right, so 12 patterns, thousands of ways you can put them together and play them. Hopefully that gives you some good ideas and some stuff to work on. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. I hope you got something out of this. And if you did and you like the content, please subscribe to the channel below, like the video, and stay tuned because we're putting out new videos every week. And we'll look for you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Maraming salamat po.